some pretty dire scenarios if the Russians decided to make that full move. Could you explain a little bit more? You mentioned, for example, the capital of Kyiv. How disastrous could it be in your assessment? Are you looking at massive civilian casualties? Are you looking at massive refugee flows? The impact on the security of Europe that has existed for so many decades, if the scenario you're laying out were to come true? Thank you both.
In terms of our reassurance efforts, Barb, as you know, we have had a number of forces in the region, training with the Eastern European countries. Those forces, and that's been going on for quite some time, and those forces provide great value. Just their presence reassures our partners there that we're interested in them, interested in helping them. The types of things we do with them routinely is train with them and enable them and really increase their level of readiness. And so that's been very helpful to them. And it has strengthened our bonds with our allies and partners in the region. These are temporary deployments, and so again, we will continue to sort this out as we go forward. But again, we are focused on NATO. We're focused on reassuring our allies, and that's what this is all about. In terms of trusting Putin, I don't think this is about trusting Putin. This is about our allies trusting us. And so that's really what we're focused on. And we, Mr. Putin, at some point in time will reveal what he's thinking. But again, I'm not sure that he's made final decisions on what he's going to do yet. So.
And Barbara, let me first say that as the Secretary said up front, right now we don't think final decisions have been made to conduct any sort of offensive operation into Ukraine by the Russians. And we firmly believe there's still room for a diplomatic outcome here. Having said that, given the type of forces that are arrayed, the ground maneuver forces, the artillery, the ballistic missiles, the air forces, all of it packaged together, if that was unleashed on Ukraine, it would be significant, very significant, and it would result in a significant amount of casualties. And you can imagine what that might look like in dense urban areas, along roads and so on and so forth. It would be horrific. It would be terrible. And it's not necessary, and we think a diplomatic outcome is the way to go here.
Can I just very quickly follow? Do you have a view? Can you, either of you, can you keep U.S. forces from having to deal with Russian forces directly? If you're reinforcing Eastern Europe, for example, will U.S. forces potentially be in missions against Russian forces? Can you keep them away from Russian forces?
Again, our presence there helps to reassure our partners in the frontline countries there. And you know, Barb, that we have an Article 5 commitment to our NATO partners. And so if Putin were to attack one of those countries, then of course that commitment, that's an ironclad commitment. The president has said a number of times that we will live up to that commitment. And so, but again, our focus is not on fighting in Ukraine. It's on reassuring our NATO partners and allies.
Sir, we've got time for just one more.